Hey everyone, welcome to my show, Grabundance. I'm your host, Eduardo. First off, I just want to say I am so grateful and thankful to have you here watching my videos, taking the time to listen to what I have to say. It truly means a lot to me. To start off our show, I'd like to set a new standard and, start it off by saying things that either I'm grateful for or that I'm celebrating. Today, I'll start off with something that I'm celebrating, and I'm celebrating imperfect action. You know, um, I am someone who most definitely needs things to be quote unquote perfect. Making these videos, the lighting has to be perfect, the background has to be perfect, audio, everything. And a lot of times, what that's done is prevented me from actually taking action, meaningful action. And then what that does is kind of a domino effect of, you feeling frustrated or feeling like you're stuck, not going forward. So today, it took a lot of courage to overcome myself and just sit here in front of the camera and speak to you guys and, just share that, this is a big win for me. So I'm celebrating imperfect action. And, it kind of ties into what this episode is going to be about. So let's get started. So today's episode is build yourself and those around you because you'll never know when you need it most. And that is so true. What I'm talking about here in terms of progressing each and every day, becoming a better person, it's not to say that you don't have challenging days. We all do. That's life. But in those challenging moments, you know, having someone to comfort you, to take action on your behalf, to help you move forward, we all need that, myself included. And I'm so thankful that in my life, I've had and still have people who offer me guidance, wisdom, a piece of their time to help me move things along in my life. Um, so that's kind of just at a high level why it's important to do it. But I want to touch on change and progress. Change is inevitable. Change is always happening, right? But progress is not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. You probably know some person who has changed physically throughout the years, but are they a different or a better person? Maybe, maybe not. Progress is not guaranteed. And I believe that it is the soul's urge, your soul's desire to continue to grow, to expand. Your soul is infinite. It is always seeking more, not because it wants more, but because it's desire to grow and to give more. And when you kind of examine how the brain works, it's not meant to make you happy. Your brain is not an organ that's meant to make you happy. So knowing that that's not meant to make you happy, our ego's job in all of this is to keep us safe and to limit us. Oftentimes it's hard to overcome the ego because it feels so real. But the truth of the matter is, the ego wants to keep you safe. Don't do this because they might say that. Don't go over there because you might get hurt. All these things are just your ego limiting yourself. And if you're not growing, you're dying. You probably heard all these cliches, but they ring so true. I am a firm believer that those who continue to grow live an exciting and passionate life, no doubt. And so, expanding, growing, learning, change, variety, these are things that are human needs that we have. Now, we all experience them to different degrees. You might like variety way more than what I do. But in terms of the continuous growth that we're aiming to achieve for, that excites everybody. And the reason why I bring that up is because when you go on this path of growth and continuous learning, it is infectious. People see that. People want to be around someone like that because they're passionate. It sounds like they know what they're doing. They're going somewhere. And those are all great things. Now, you don't have to be someone who's super ambitious to be, well respected or, people want to be around you. I don't want to make that case either. But just passion. Passion is so contagious. I've spoken to people who talk about topics that I have no idea about, but their passion rings true, and it inspires me. It inspires me to also live a life of passion. So, before inspiring others, it's important for you to take the time and to reflect on your own limiting beliefs and ask yourself why. Why do I think these things? What can I do to improve these things? And there are various ways to improve on yourself and to kind of get to know yourself better. My way of doing it, how I've done it for myself, has been through forms of meditation, even sometimes writing things down, but more so meditation, and affirmations. We all tell ourselves affirmations every single day, whether we're conscious of it or not. That's the truth. I can't do this, I can do that. Those are affirmations. And so those are ways that I've done it for myself. And like I said, there's various forms to get to know yourself. And I urge you to do so because, one, first off, you deserve it. You deserve to get to know yourself. Why you like things, why you don't like things. It's terrible to go through life and not knowing what you want, because then things will happen to you. And then you're often in a state of reacting to things. Knowing what you want means you'll be more proactive in your life of, how can I be more creative to get that XYZ thing? Or what needs to be done? Who do I need to reach out to make this happen in my life? So building yourself first, the concept behind it is kind of like when the plane's falling. Now, maybe some of you guys have heard this before, but when the plane's falling and the air oxygen masks come out of the ceiling, what do they say? Help yourself first before you help other people, and it rings so true. You can't be the best version of yourself trying to help someone else because you're not giving your best self to this person. And in my opinion, it's a bit hypocritical, right? Telling someone to take out the speck out of their eye and you haven't done it for yourself, your words fall short, in my opinion. And I've been someone who's had to deal with that as well, both on the receiving end and on the giving end. It's a continuous learning process that I'm going through, but it is well worth it. Like I said, the love and dedication and passion that I communicate to people and those around me rings true. And in moments when I need to hear these words, people are there for me. And I'm so grateful for that. And I know that if you take this approach as well in your life, you will find that the richness is in life. They're available to you right now. And it's all your choice. Another reason why being the influence you want to be in the world for those around you, your world, is because it keeps you accountable, and I think it helps fuel your inner flame. For example, there's times where, I'm may forget, or sometimes my emotions may get the best of me, and I say something I shouldn't to someone that means the most to me. This person can hold me accountable and also remind me of, hey, remember, you said you don't want to be this kind of person, or that you're trying to be better, and this is something for you that as the receiver, I see you should improve upon. Sometimes we miss our own imperfections. Facts. And it's useful to have people around you who also are on that same wave as you of continuous improvement and remind you, this is not your best self. You can be better. Now, granted, in a moment of intense passion, maybe you're not sounding so nice, right? But not taking it to heart, what they're saying, as though it's an insult to you or an attack on you, but just taking it for what it is, a perspective that could help you. And it may well, in fact, do that. I think taking responsibility for your own self, your own actions, your own emotions, your own moods that you put out in the world, it forces you to be better, be smarter, and be more mindful of what is actually going on in front of you. It's easy to react. It takes no thought to react. That is fight or flight. That is, let me just respond. But taking the time and pausing and not reacting to a situation, that is true control. That is what I aspire to, the level that I want to get at, but it's a continuous process. But I'm so, again, thankful to have people around me to remind me, to inform me, to keep me accountable. My actions are my actions, but they have impact. And so, and as well as my words. So being mindful of both of those things, I think, is another benefit why it's important to be a positive influence to those around you, because they will come back to you in the form of self-improvement. It may not feel that way, right? It might feel like an attack. You're attacked to your ego. Again, your ego tries to keep you safe. But deep down, you know that this person that you love means well. They want you to improve on yourself. And so they're offering you free advice. So there's a benefit to that, right? And then on the flip side, secondly, I think what that does is you become the change that you want to see in the world. Famous quote from Gandhi: be the change that you want to see in the world. It starts with you. It's easy to complain. It's easy to say and point out all the things that are going wrong in your world, as well as the world beyond, the global community. But it takes more thought, it takes more effort, it takes more creativity to come up with ways to improve on those things and to not settle for anything less than what it is that you want. And that is taking full ownership and responsibility of your actions, of your thoughts, and really opening up your heart to learning and to give passion and love to those around you. It's infectious, as I mentioned. And when you become the change that you want to see in the world, your world will change. I already see it with the people around me. I've kind of been on this path for maybe a little over a year. Granted, I've always been curious my whole life about, self-improvement and blah, 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 and all that stuff. But the reality is it hasn't really hit me until maybe we're coming up on 2 years. Let's say 2 years. Sometimes things take time. You may hear something, and that's about it. But true learning is opening up your heart and receiving those things and actually making the change. That is not a mind decision, that is a heart decision. The mind will do many things to rationalize why that isn't correct, or why you are right. You shouldn't aspire to be right, you should just aspire to be better. Mess ups, we all have them. But a continuous aim to achieving for the highest heights that you yourself can become, worth it. All the time. You'll notice it in your relationships and in your own life. You will live a life of fulfillment. And that is a choice. Again, all these things, abundance, you can grab them. They're available to you. It is not something that you will get when you become this, or I will be a better person when I make my millions. It is not true. It's a choice right now. And one that will pay off full dividend for the rest of your life. And I'm thankful for that. Hey guys, I just want to say thanks again for taking the time to listen to my video. I hope my words mean something to you, at least some of it, if not all, and that you take this with you in your own life and apply it, and maybe something to think about even as you go through your day-to-day challenges. Think of others and yourself, because you're worthy and you are deserving. And that is the truth. And so before I leave today, I want to leave you with a quote very much in line with the theme of this video. And it goes, "You don't have to knock anyone off of their game to win yours. It doesn't build you up to tear others down." Quote by Mandy Hale. Again, I'm grateful for you to be here with me and to listen to me and make it through the end of the video. I hope to see you next time. Take care.